I'm not bummed out at all. They're playing my White Sox. White Sox are ahead of them. Looks like it's a fait accompli. It's very late in the game.
It's the ninth inning.
And
the White Sox are up 8-2.
8-2, right? They are ready to get on their phone, call the person who's watching their car outside the ballpark to make sure that they don't get broken into, and tell them to fire it up because they're ready to take off and hit Gene and Giorgetti. And then Josh Naylor loses his goddamn mind.
Oh, yes, he does.
And
first of all, they scored 2 runs, so now it's 8-4. 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
And then they load the bases.
Yeah.
I believe with 2 outs.
They come back from a 6-run deficit against the White Sox, and they get the lead in the 11th inning. 11 innings.
Yeah, Josh Naylor hits a grand slam to tie the game, send it to extras. Then they both score runs in the 10th. So the Guardians scored 1, and then the White Sox scored 1 in the 10th. And then in the 11th, Josh Naylor comes to bat again and rocks another 3-run home run and just loses his mind as he's coming over the plate. It's great. I love it.
Then the White Sox had a couple of errors, and suddenly Cleveland's got them loaded. The pitch to Naylor, and he sends one high, deep to center. It is gone! Unbelievable! A grand slam for Josh Naylor. The 5th for Cleveland.
So they should have been playing there at Sox Park.
8.
Yeah, that's just when they were tied at 8, right?
Yeah.
So, it was very, very exciting for the Guardians. And
that was great. I was checking the score as I was about to go to bed. Like, I got the updates on my phone, and I saw that they had scored a couple runs. I was like, oh, well, let's see how this plays out. And then I finished watching, and it was just amazing.
Naylor's beating his chest. He, spikes his helmet.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
Yeah.
Great.
So he got the Guardians back above 500, which is good news. They're at 15-14 right now. And he broke some kind of record or set some kind of record or something.
I think it was the most... I think
most RBI since 1940 or something?
Something like that, by a Canadian-born player or something like that. And
is he Canadian-born?
I believe
Naylor?
he is.
Oh, okay.
Dude, baseball is full of statistics like that. I feel like it's more in baseball than it is in any other sport, right?
I think you can take
so much stuff.
Yeah, you can take any stat and you can find something that set a record for.
Right, it's that specific stat that's never been done before.
That's right.
But I think it's that, and then he tied a bunch of guys that have done it before where they, to have that many that late in the game, I think is the record that he set.
Yeah, he's from outside Toronto. Wow, Mississauga. There you go. 24 years old. Jesus Christ. These guys are so young.
He had a terrible injury last year that could have ended his career, and
I was
going to
say, because I didn't hear a lot about him or recently, I should say, and the year before wasn't he a big deal when they were in the playoffs against the Cubs?
No, I don't think he was on the team.
Oh,
yet.
I thought he was in there then.
No, because
I guess he would have been too young.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But he started off the season as one of those guys last year that you're like, oh, I like this guy. Just he hustles and he plays real hard and makes big plays. Then he had a horrific injury where I think his knee gave out. It was a replay that was real hard to watch, where his legs just bend in the wrong way. And then he was out the rest of the season, worked his way back, and is having a real good season so
What
far.
I like about things like this is, and this is not to diminish anyone's abilities, but something like this is really more luck than skill. And so, 20,000 players have appeared in a major league game in the sport's history. No one has ever had a game like Josh Naylor had last night, according to this article. According to this guy from the Akron Beacon Journal. 2 batters earlier, the White Sox had a 99.7% win probability, and Josh Naylor said, screw that. So, very, very exciting night for the Guardians. He became the first player with at least 8 RBI from the 8th inning since RBI became an official stat in 1920. He was screaming, "I want all the smoke." I assume he meant he was telegraphing his post-game plans for that. But anyway, hopefully the White Sox will have their revenge tonight.
I'd like them to not.
I would like them to.
Well, I would
like
that's
them.
what makes it
I would
so
like
much
them
better.
to answer that stunning defeat with a win tonight. Guardians White Sox at Guaranteed Rate Field, 8:10 tonight.
That's what makes it so special. Is it's not just a win; it's a win over the White Sox in very dramatic fashion.
I understand that in
Makes
Sox
it
Park. Like
very
I get
exciting.
I get it. I imagine that Jim Thome was crestfallen. White Sox legend Jim Thome, who works for
you
the
mean,
organization.
Guardians legend Jim Thome.
Nope, White Sox legend Jim Thome.
Guardians, he's got a statue.
No, he was on the Indians. He never played for the Guardians.
Well, he's still.
White Sox never changed. You know,
he
he
was
was a White Sox
That's
legend.
right. He was on the Indians. That's
I'm sorry, what?
That's how he was
What?
sent into the Hall of Fame
I can't hear you.
as a Cleveland Indian.
All I know is
Not
he
a
works,
White Sox.
He works for the White Sox organization. When again,
Yeah, but he's not playing baseball.
Again, when
so who
given,
cares where he works now?
Again, when given the choice, they said, "Hey, you're a legend. You can go anywhere. Where do you want to go?" He said, "Of course, Chicago." So he works for the White Sox now. But again, I can't. I imagine that he was probably torn last night because he goes, "Oh my God, I played for the old Cleveland baseball team.
He's probably saying
this
that.
new crop of youngsters looks amazing. If only we'd had somebody like that when the Cleveland Indians, the team that he played for, were a thing."
He's probably like, I got to get out of here. I can't be associated with this
Here's
team
the thing,
that
though.
lost a 6-run lead in the ninth inning.
Based on Alan's logic, I need you to start referring to Peyton Manning as nationwide insurance salesman legend. Because if that's where he works now, he does commercials for nationwide insurance, but he shouldn't be associated with the Colts at all. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to erase history. I'm saying that when given the choice, what did Jim Thome do?
Right. So
He went
what
into
I'm
the Hall of
saying is
Fame
there's
as a Cleveland Indian. That's
there's
what
a
he
lot
did.
of
They said,
people-
"Would you like to work for the Guardian? Would you like to work for the Cleveland Major League Baseball team?"
Do we even know that he was offered that?
That gave, of course, he was. They gave him a statue.
You know that for a fact?
Yes, they gave him a statue.
I'd like to
They
see
gave
the
him all
paperwork.
kinds of stuff, right? What did the White Sox give him?
I don't
There's
know.
no Jim Thome statue outside Comiskey Park,
I gave
right?
him a job.
Right. So with all that, he goes, "Man, I don't know. Cleveland has been so good to me." You know, they have Jim Thome Day. That guy at MMS has my jersey.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, right? He goes, "Nah,
Okay.
I want to go work on the south side of Chicago." That is what this guy thinks. And he goes,
Yeah.
He was weighing the two options. And he said, "Nevertheless, so no, I am in no way erasing history, nor am I trying to," right? That's what we're all fighting to stop, this march toward the erasure of history. Please.
Progression!
Yes!
Well, that's why you'll know his history, because how do we learn history? Statues. Where's his statue? Cleveland.
That is true. Like I said,
Checkmate.
there's no Jim Thome statue outside Sox Park. But I will forever listen. This is common ground we have. You know, we both have a great deal of affinity for Jim Thome, right?
Cleveland Indians legend Jim Thome.
White Sox legend Jim Thome is just as highly regarded here as there. And
If that were true, he would have a statue.
maybe he will.
If that were true,
I don't know.
He would have gone into the Hall of Fame with a jersey that's half White Sox, half Indians.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool.
But he didn't.
Right.
He went in Indians.
Well, we only have room. You know, the White Sox have been home to so many legends that we only have room for so many people, right? We have your Minnie Minosos and so we only have room for so many people that, I hate for
Can they
Jim.
even have a statue outside of Comiskey?
Yes, it'll be decapitated in a week, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It'll be fine.
Is that why nobody gets a statue?
it'll be fine. It'll be
Get
fine.
stolen? like the first episode
No, they're
of The
very,
Simpsons?
they're very, very heavy statues.
Or first season of The Simpsons.
And they won't be stolen, but So so anyway, congratulations to the Guardians, because it was a hell of a game last night. The clip that I liked is the one that's making the rounds saying that, well, first let me give you this money here and I'll play this clip for you. It's $1,000. It's a chance for you to go fund yourself. You get 4 chances to do this afternoon, so listen to all of them, and I hope you win. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at WMMS.com. That's BILLS. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Did you hear the Rick Manning clip? The Rick Manning clip is making the rounds because they're like, hot Mike catches Guardians broadcaster cursing, which is not what happens, but it's funny, and you can understand where people came to that conclusion.
I didn't hear this.
These are professional broadcasters. They don't forget where they are, right? Rick Manning's been the color guy on the TV side for a long time. Like the way Tom Hamilton is on the radio, Rick Manning's been doing the color over on the TV side for probably 35 years. And they're like, hot Mike. But what it is it's an amazing bit of timing where it makes it sound like he says something, but that's not what he's saying. See if you can pick it out.
Sheets coming in. Drops the ball! The Guardians will score first as Quan comes home. Into second base is Owen Miller. And Sheets just simply botched it.
Now, did you hear that?
Yeah, are you...
So it's going around because it sounds like he said, are you shrimping me?
Yeah.
But that's not what he said.
That's what I heard.
That's what everybody heard.
Yeah.
And so it's going viral. They're going, oh my God, this broadcaster. Again, these guys are pros. They know where they are. The player who dropped the ball's name is Sheets. And the other guy says Sheets as Manning says, are you kidding me? And so it sounds like that's what he said.
It's like the old situation where you have someone hold their tongue and say apple.
Yeah.
I have a big red apple. Right.
As Quan comes home, into second base is Owen Miller. And Sheets just simply...
Yeah.
Okay.
But it went
When
viral.
you explain it, yeah.
That's right. I thought that was really
This is
funny.
the new brainstorm green needle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, whichever. If you want to hear him saying shrimping me, you'll hear that.
There you
if
go.
you want to hear it split up, you'll hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny. People think that like broadcasters just forget where they are. You know, I get in the heat of the game, but even that's not going to happen. Even Lee Elia was in the press room. You know,
Can I hear it
back
one
in
more
the
time, though?
day. Yeah, sure.
Sheets coming in. Drops the ball! The Guardians will score first as Quan comes home. Into second base is Owen Miller. And Sheets just simply botched it.
It's pretty funny.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin Sheets is, of course, the first baseman for the White Sox. And he did. He flopped. Dropped it right there. So, you know, there you go. But that's a big piece of clickbait today.
That would be a huge...
He's no Paul Konerko, that's for sure.
That's not even that, like... I mean, it's a huge error, but that's not a curse on error.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. And again, these guys have been doing this for
Right.
30 years, you know? All right, everybody. Oh, my God, what the F just happened out there?
Right.
Oh. This inning brought to you by Budweiser.
This dumb F just
Yeah.
totally screwed that play up.
If you are effing thirsty, grab yourself a Budweiser.
Who's that guy that he's got the announcer voice? Bob Menery, I believe. And he'll do play-by-play, but drop cursing in there. But it sounds like a real sportscaster's doing it, and it can be very funny.
Is that the Buffalo Wild Wings guy?
I think so.
Bob Menery, okay.
I think it's Bob Menery.
He does play-by-play parodies.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
But they are not safe for work.
Correct, right.
Cannot play those.
Well, listen to me. When you have to go to the all-time great broadcasters...
Tom Hamilton.
I'm sorry?
Tom Hamilton.
Tom Hamilton, sure. But I was thinking of Jim Brockmeyer,
Oh, yeah.
who is one of the greatest baseball play-by-play men of all time. Jim Brockmeyer. So, yeah, that whole guy. Hey, at the end of the show last night, right when we were ready to get out of here, the news had broken that they had caught that inmate and the corrections officer that he was having a relationship with who broke him out of Alabama. And the story was that as the cops closed in, she shot herself in the head. Now they're trying to figure out if he did it.
Oh, my God.
They're trying to figure out if he shot her in the head, thinking maybe he'd get away. And These women, if you watched Escape from Dannemora, which was that big story a few years ago about the girl who helped the two dudes escape in upstate New York, and they turned it into a miniseries. Ben Stiller directed it with Benicio del Toro and Paul Dano and Patricia Arquette. It was really good. And that's, these women, they never see it coming. They never see that, like, this guy thinks I'm awesome, and he's just trying to get out of prison.
Yeah.
Vicky White and Casey White, no relation. Their last names were both White. When the cops closed in, he yelled at them, y'all help my wife. He called her his wife. They got caught in Evansville, Indiana, which is only a 5-hour drive.
I've been there.
Have you been to Evansville, Indiana?
Yep.
Yeah.
I sang there in the choir once.
There was a... Put a pin in that.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. Vicky White, the story is that she fatally shot herself as she and Casey White, the escaped murder suspect, were being chased. Big police chase that ended in a crash. And she supposedly shot herself in the head and died at the hospital. And now they're trying to figure out if he did it.
And you say, too, like, the women who don't see it coming, where it's like, especially if you're getting involved with someone who has been convicted and is serving time for murder.
They're master manipulators.
Right, but you wouldn't think, oh, he's not going to do it again.
No, lonely people do wild stuff.
I like to give credit where credit is due. But anytime
and where's the credit due?
Well, I'll tell you. Anytime you watch one of these, you watch one of these documentaries. We just finished watching one on Showtime called The Big Con, which is pretty good. It's only 4 parts. It's about this guy who was running a Social Security scam in Kentucky, but kind of in a Robin Hood way. He was defrauding he was a lawyer, was defrauding with the help of some judges to make some decisions go his way on people's benefits. He defrauded the government out of like billions of dollars to give to people in Kentucky that could not get benefits. Trouble is, when this guy got caught and thrown into jail, a couple thousand people lost their benefits entirely because they were considered to be part of this scam. So that's like the real sad part. Whatever. But they always refer to these people, and whether it's one of these Netflix documentaries about the guy who got the woman and got her to join his cult, or, whatever, these grifter documentaries, they always refer to these guys as master manipulators. And I'm like, I think of a master manipulator as taking somebody and pulling one over on somebody who's really bright. Mm-hmm. That's a master manipulator. If you're hanging out with dopes who are like damaged people, they've got, you know what I mean? Like they don't have any, you're not really a master manipulator. You just found some soft targets. Yeah. And you got a pathway out.
Picking up the weak ones.
Yeah.
But I think a master
they're really
manipulator,
overusing master manipulator.
I think a master manipulator knows who to target.
Yeah.
That bad vegan documentary.
I think a regular manipulator knows who to target. It's the low-hanging fruit. They should refer to the victims as having been masterfully manipulated.
There you go. That bad vegan documentary, that lady was a business owner. Like I feel like she was a pretty bright woman. She was smart enough to own and run a business successfully, in New York City, and she got conned. She got duped by a guy. So, I mean, maybe there's more to it. Yes, a lot of people are stupid, but maybe there's more to it with the
all the Tinder swindler, where it's
to be in love, and
it's the trying to help somebody in overly trusting people.
Yeah,
which is why a lot of us don't trust people.
But doesn't it always come down to somebody who is craving a relationship?
Yeah.
So whether it's the bad vegan where she didn't have any relationship because her whole life was her work, right? Mm-hmm. Everything into the job, getting the restaurants going and whatever. She was the toast of the town for a while in New York. And then a guy comes along, there's a little daylight, a little crack in the door. He gets in, sweeps her off her feet, whatever. Same thing with these corrections officers, these women. They got nobody. I don't think this woman was married.
They're probably talked to like crap all day long.
Right.
Like the guys... We're just...
These are the people. These are the guys they're around.
Yeah.
Inmates. She was 56. He's 38.
Well, what it comes down to is see why it's so important to be kind to people.
Because you can get out of jail.
Because you can, manipulate them.
You're the worst.
I mean, he's got a point.
I like when Mary says it.
Always be nice to people because that way they're more easily manipulated. Mm-hmm. But this is a problem with that. Is mistaking kindness for weakness.
Correct.
That's the problem we have in this culture right now is people mistake kindness for weakness. Just because you're kind to somebody doesn't mean they're going to be able to manipulate you into letting them out of jail. Hey, you know I love you, right? Yeah. Can you get me out of jail? Can you put me in a laundry cart and then out into one of the vans?
Steal a uniform.
And then we'll escape, and then we'll be together. Yeah.
They work together for the rest of her life, though.
That's true. 5 hours from the prison, by the way. It's not like they went to... You all right over there?
For the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is probably what he promised.
It's not like they went to Honduras, you know?
That would be... You talk about red flags. That's the ultimate red flag. If someone says, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life. It's like,
Until death do you part.
till your death do us part.
Yeah. So they took the guy back into custody, and the girl was taken to the hospital with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and she died shortly after arriving. When asked if it was surprising that she had pulled the trigger, they said, well, with criminals, they are very unpredictable. We don't say anything to say with merit, and they can change on a dime. She was the assistant director of corrections, and by all accounts, a model employee for 25 years.
Then she gets one guy just go, hey, you're pretty cute.
Yep.
All out the window.
And then on April 29th, she told coworkers that she was taking the inmate, Casey White, to a mental health appointment at the courthouse, and they never arrived.
So it wasn't even that big of a
They didn't bust
scam,
out, yeah.
No, but she also just sounds like she didn't say anything to anybody. A lot of times they'll get caught because somebody says something,
Yeah.
you know, or they get all love drunk and start telling her friends.
She was like, I'm going to get this dude out.
I'm going to get him out.
And we'll get
And
to,
he going to get in.
and then we'll get out of here and we'll get to Evansville, Indiana. And then everything will be okay.
And then
Life
we'll just
will be
fade
easy.
into the woodwork. This guy was a 6'9" inmate
Jeez.
who was covered in Nazi tattoos. So, you know, a keeper. And he was serving 75 years for a 2015 crime spree that included a home invasion, carjacking, killing a dog, attempting to kill an ex-girlfriend.
No, he's a dog
and-
killer. Give him the chair.
Yeah.
Send him away forever. He needs to be gone
And then
right now.
he stabbed a 58-year-old woman.
How
That's
can
bad, too.
you blend in with a Nazi tattoo?
How do you blend in
Have you ever been
prison?
to Indiana? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I have. I don't.
You're
never see
gonna
a Nazi
blend in
tattoo.
Alabama and Indiana. Actually, most states in the union. You'll find your crew. He
Stay in
alleged,
the country and everybody would be like,
in his pre-sentencing proceedings 5 years ago, he said that if he got out of jail, he would kill his ex-girlfriend and his sister. And this woman said, "You don't know him like I know him.
I feel like this guy's got something against women, too.
I can
like
fix
it.
him."
Seems like it.
I can fix it.
So anyway, she's dead. He's going back to prison. And there it is. I've got a break here. If you want to listen to the show anywhere, you can do it on the iHeartRadio app. You can leave us messages there on the talkback button. 35192 if you want to text, and we'll be